welcome back. Jordan here with the Fitness Business Podcast. And if you want to book more calls and turn more followers into clients, it all starts in the DMs. But most coaches are doing this process completely wrong. The main problem is coaches are either A, cold DMing random strangers, which is ultimately spammy, it feels terrible, and it can work. It's just a long uphill road. There are better ways. It's like crashing a party that you weren't even invited to try to pick up chicks versus learning how to get people or chicks to come to your party, i.e. your social media. All right, maybe a bad example, but it's true. And number two is using pushy or salesy tactics that ultimately scare prospects away. Or the third thing that I see is not doing DMing at all, like not talking to people at all and expecting these leads to just show up and magically hand you money and be ready to buy. It's insane. Doesn't work. Don't get me wrong. You can get inbound leads, like you should be doing that. But a conversation with a lead is so important. It's no different than if you owned a retail store. Do you think you'd be more likely to sell more clothes if when people walked in, you had a conversation with them versus if you just stayed in the back and waited for them to come up and talk to you? Pretty simple, right? Well, your social media is a storefront. And if you can get people to come to you and walk in your store, it's only normal to say, hey, how you doing? So anyways, today I'm going to show you a few things. I'm going to show you how to craft DMs that A, get replies, 2, build trust, and 3, ultimately convert leads into paying clients without feeling salesy, pushy, or slimy. By the end, you'll have a 5-step system or DM strategy to book more calls, close more clients, and make more money. Make sure you stick around for step 4. Step 4 is the biggest mistake I see a lot of coaches make, and I'm going to guarantee that if you just do this thing in step 4, it'll 2x or 3x the amount of calls that you actually get booked in your DMs. All right, so first, why even listen to me? Well, for starters, different than 95% of business mentors you'll see, I've actually done what we're teaching others to do. So not only have our health and fitness businesses, we've generated over $40 million in the last 7 years. I've personally trained thousands of clients. My wife and I founded T4E Systems, a health coaching company that did over 5 million in sales and sold for 7+ figures to one of the biggest online coaching companies in the space. We now own Impact Fitness Coaching Academy, where we've helped over 4,000 trainers, health and fitness coaches, RDs, physical therapists, get more clients, automate their systems in their business so that they can make more money, create freedom by helping others in service of others, all without feeling spammy or outdated BS. Anyways, enough self-aggrandizing. Let's jump in. First, DMs can feel awkward. We know that, but it's kind of like walking up to a stranger at a party and just pitching them out of the blue. That should feel weird. But imagine this, you're at a party and you can just go up to somebody and say, hey, buy my program. You're like, hey, how do you know the host? There's nothing wrong with that. And DMs are the same way. They should feel natural and conversational and human, not invasive. What's important is to reframe DMs as relationship building rather than just sales pitches. And here's how. So let's break it down step by step. Step 1, how to start a genuine conversation. Here are my 4 best opening frameworks. Here's how to get a reply and to make it easy for a prospect to engage with you when they walk in your storefront. Number 1, ask a simple this or that question. Do not go right for what's your goal, and don't do this like, hey, how's your day, week, or year been? It's just lame. Anyways, you want to just go into asking them a simple question that they can easily respond to. For example, hey name, here's a tip. Always just say, hey name, send. Because in your DMs, you can kind of preview that part and it creates some curiosity, because otherwise if they can see your message in the preview, they're less likely to open it. So hey name, send. And then you're going to say, thanks for the follow. Hey, do you prefer nutrition or training content? I ask because I want to be able to send you some of my best tips as a thank you. Then they could be like, oh, nutrition content. Cool. Here are 3 posts I really think will resonate with you. You're giving them something right away. Or you can just like tag them in them. Hey, I just tagged you in 3 posts I really think that you'd find valuable. All you do is have a saved folder on your Instagram where you have like some of your top posts in different folders that you can tag prospects in when they come in. Number 2 is relate over common ground. So what you'll do is you get a follow or somebody engages with your content. You're going to look at their profile and see if there's something that you can genuinely relate over. No different than if you were at a party and you saw other parents with kids similar to your kid's age, or somebody with a watch that you're like, hey, that's a dope watch, whatever. You'll say, hey name, I saw the photo with your dog. So cute. How long have you had them? Or kids, or whatever the case. The third one that I really like is ask them about themselves. People love talking about themselves. And one of the best ways for people to get to know you is for you to get to know them. And some of the most persuasive people that you'll ever meet are those who really don't talk as much as they do just ask really good questions. So what I would do is, hey name, thanks for following. I always joke that my followers are so much cooler than me, so I'm really curious, what's your story? See if they just unload on you. That's great. And here's my favorite one. Acknowledge the fears that they're probably having with humor. So for example, Eminem in 8 Mile. If you recall the scene where he's battling something Doc, I forget, but B-Rabbit is battling him and he's basically like, yeah, I am white. I do live at home in a trailer with my mom. I am a bum. What's his name? Did my girl, you know, and he's basically just saying everything the crowd is already thinking, which is a really strong way to basically diffuse anything. So what we're going to do here is diffuse the sales resistance or the thought a prospect might be having, because people get a lot of DMs. So you're going to just say, hey name, you're probably thinking, oh great, another salesy DM. Look, I promise that's not my vibe. I just wanted to say thanks for the follow. PS, do you prefer nutrition or training content? Because I always love to send new followers a couple of things that I know can help them. Pro tip, audio messages are great. If you can record a personalized video message as a new follower comes in, all those things are great because it builds more authenticity. You can also look when you get a new follower or somebody engages, do they have a story up that you can just respond to and compliment them? Step 2, this is now transitioning to their goals. So what you're going to do is once you've built a little bit of rapport, shift the conversation around their goals. Try to use a little bit of humor, maybe some like analogies, and just treating the DMs like a conversation you'd have at a party, and just try not to come off too sales driven. So for example, relate back to something you were talking about in the rapport phase. I'm just curious, are you working towards any specific fitness goals right now? Or are you just trying to stay consistent? Anything I can help with? Or if you don't mind me asking, like what's the biggest thing that you're trying to work towards related to your fitness? You know, that's what I do for a living, so I'd love to be able to help you. And it's especially great if you've been able to get them to help you in some way. For example, hey, I see that you're into rock climbing. Something I've always wanted to try. Do you have any tips for a beginner? Find something that they might be an expert in that you can ask them questions about. Now the reciprocation becomes very natural. Step 3, identify their challenges now. You just want to dig deeper at this point and find out what the thing is holding them back. This part is what sets up the kicker, which is step 4. You got to do this because it makes step 4 really work. For example, they tell you a goal, right? Oh, got it. Makes sense. Well, I'm curious, what's the toughest thing about this goal? Or what are you doing right now to try to get this? What method? What are you trying? What are you working on? We got to identify that. Another example is what have you tried so far to repeat back what their goal is? How's it working for you? This is going to shift and create the opportunity for your method to act as sort of a cliffhanger and a curiosity builder to get on a call. So for example, what you're going to want to do here in step 4 is sell the process, not yourself, not the call. You're going to want to sell your method for the opportunity to get on a call. Because remember, people don't want to just fix what's not working with the same shit that they've been trying. So if they tell you that their biggest struggle, the thing that they're trying to solve this problem with is like, yeah, you know, customized workouts, and I'm trying to meal prep and I'm trying to XYZ. You don't want to be like, well, let me give you some tips on those things. You want to say, well, I actually have a different way that's working for my clients that I think would be better for you. Oh, interesting. I would love to know a different way because what I'm doing right now kind of sucks, right? The best marketing, the best sales, the best way to get clients is not to try to fix what's not working, but it's to replace what's not working with something new, better, and unique. And so that's a big thing that we do with our clients. Okay. We look at the offer, and even if there appears to be nothing unique or special or proprietary, we find ways to position the messaging and to pull out elements of uniqueness and frame it around it being special and unique. It's all marketing. For example, what you're going to say is, hey, totally get it. Well, look, I've actually got a method that's working really well for my clients to help solve, repeat back their challenge. Would you be against me sharing this with you? So just get that micro commitment. And pro tip, always say, would you be against versus can I share? People are way more likely to be like, no, I wouldn't be against that. No different than if like I wanted to get Erin to go to a restaurant that I loved. Let's say that's, you know, Korean food and she hates Korean food. Then I would be like, hey babe, would you be against Korean tonight? Versus like, hey babe, can we go get Korean tonight? She'd be like, no, I guess I'm not against that. Cool, grab your coat, let's go. So a little subtle cue, get a no to get a yes, because no creates control and people love to have control. Step 5, now you're just going to pitch the call. And this is either going to be a short rapport call where it's not a sales call. You're just building connection, building rapport, and trying to figure out if you can actually help the person, or take them right to a sales call depending on that conversation. How hot are they? How long have they followed you? How much pain are they in? You can kind of sense those things. What you're going to do is just say, awesome. Well, hey, look, after you get them to say yes, they would love for you to share this method. It would take me like 10 paragraphs to type out. To save both of us time, would you be against hopping on a quick 10-15 minute chat, which by the way, leave your credit card at home. It's just a Q&A call for no charge, where I'll explain how this method works, answer any questions you have. Now you're positioning it as a Q&A call and a way for you to share this method, which sounds way more valuable than like anything else. People love to get on a call with you probably and just pick your brain. If they agree, all you're going to do at that point is ask for their number. But first, you're going to share your number. Cool, here's my cell. What's your number? So what happens is as soon as they share their cell number, call them immediately. Just like, hey, look, I happen to be at my desk. You know, I just saw your number come through. Figured I would just give you a call. Let's have a quick chat. If you can do that right there, it saves the opportunity for people to book and then not show up. Get them on a call, because if they're looking at their phone and having a conversation with you, a lot of times you can just get that call right there. It's just a quick 10-minute call. If they don't answer, you might just say, well, hey, I just tried giving you a ring because I had a few minutes between meetings. Do you have a quick 5 or 10? No worries either way. Pro tip, when you go to schedule, if they can't get on a call right away, try to just give them 2 time options within 24 hours. Cool, no worries. Well, hey, I have tomorrow at this time or this time available. Which of those 2 work for you? The quicker you can get them on a call, better, and it just saves the back and forth. And if that doesn't work, then you can send your call booking link. But try to go first, get them to respond right away, or second, give them times to choose, third, send call link. Here's one of my favorite parts. If you can't get them on a call, or they decline the call, the conversation stalls, whatever, I would just be like, hey, look, would you be against me sending you a 5-minute video explaining how this method actually works? Because honestly, I think this could be a game changer for you. No worries either way, send. The no worries either way lowers sales resistance even more. And the people are just more likely to respond when you frame it that way. What you're going to do here at this step is have a pre-recorded Loom video that explains explains your methodology. And the way you do this is just think old way versus new way. I'm not going to get into the really detailed framework here, but it's a big thing that we do with our clients. But a quick overview, real simple, is this. Number one, tell your story. Share how you developed this method. Number two, break a belief. For example, look, most avatar or whoever it is you work with who are trying to achieve goal are making this mistake. Here's the mistake that they're making. And here's why that's a problem. And maybe you have a few different videos you record with different mistakes that are the most common mistakes that they're making. And then you go into, now here's the problem, here's the consequence. Instead, here's my method and why it's beneficial in the long-term outcome of that method. So you're just going to show your solution, highlight your unique method and its benefits. Then you're going to give 2 or 3 quick case studies of client results. Then you're going to have a call to action to invite them on a follow-up call. All that is, hey, just respond back here and we can hop on a quick free Q&A call. And like I said, leave your credit card at home. I'm only going to offer to work with you if I'm sure that you can help. So if that happens, we'll book a follow-up call after that where I'll build a personalized roadmap specific for you for no charge. We can hop on a call and I'll explain that to you. And if we both feel aligned, we'll discuss how coaching works, but only if you're 100% sure and I'm 100% sure, because we actually guarantee to help you see results within the just first 2 weeks, or you don't pay, or whatever your guarantee is if you have one. If that sounds interesting, all you have to do is reply back and we'll schedule a quick Q&A call. That's it, guys. A couple pro tips here. What I have found anyways, I think it's better to follow up with a new lead like 5 to 7 times day 1, 5 to 7 times day 2, and really try to get them into a conversation where you can at least get value in their hands, get them on a triage call. You're more likely to do that than you are to follow up like, oh, I'm going to send 2 follow-ups, every day for 7 days. All right. Really work that new lead hard in the first couple of days. And then if they don't respond after 3-4 days, just send your video. Okay. Because if you send that video to all new leads, a certain percentage of them will at least watch it, get some value, maybe have an epiphany, and then reach back out to you to schedule a call. The other thing to remember is not everybody's going to reply immediately. Okay. Your most important conversation is the one that you're in right now. So keep those conversations going, really focus on those convos. And if you need to follow up, just some simple follow up like, hey, name, just bumping this up. Did you see my last message? Or, hey, I take it you're still not looking to repeat back what their goal was, or hit them with some memes or some gifts, right? Get them to laugh a little bit, or this works really well. Hey, name, based on our conversation, you don't seem like somebody to just ghost. Are you okay? Just checking on you. So that's it. Look, key takeaway, DMs don't have to feel awkward. They don't have to feel pushy. When you do them right, it's an actual landmark, powerful, critical part of your business to be able to connect with potential clients, build trust, and book more calls. And if you do that, you're going to help more people, make more money, have more freedom. If you found this useful, all I ask, maybe share it with a friend, send me a message on Instagram, let me know it was useful. Maybe leave a review if you have time. It only takes like 2 minutes. And with that, guys, I just appreciate you sharing and tuning in, and I will see you on the next one.